All right, I welcome you all to the free Frontend Web Development course once again. So, for this session, we are going to be setting up our environment. And what I mean by environment for now is your web browser and your code editor. So, for the web browser, um, install a Chromium based browser. We are going to be using it for this course. So it's better we are all using the same browser so that it does not cause any issue along the way. So that if there are any issue, we can always fix it together just to make sure it's compatible. So when I say Chromium based browser, I'm referring to either Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or Brave. This is my browser. I'm currently using Brave, but I guess for most of us we should be using Google Chrome because we are very much familiar with Google Chrome, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So any of those three will do well. Just a Chromium based browser. So to download Google Chrome, just click on um, Chrome. Okay, I have it here. Chrome download. Search for Chrome download. You click on it, and you should see this is the website. It's very simple. You're just clicking on here. I'm not going to download it because I already have a browser that I'm using for this course, which is Brave. And as you can see, I'm using a MacBook. If you are using a Windows, which I suspect most of us will be using, you can download the version for Windows. And if you are using Linux, you can as well download the Linux version for it. Then next we need a code editor for this course. So search. We are going to be using Visual Studio Code. So just search for VS Code. I have that here as well. VS Code download, and you should see it here. The first thing that comes up. Click on the link, and you will see the numerous variants you can download. If you are using a MacBook, you can click on Mac, which is what I'm using. If you are using Windows, you can click on it, and if you are using Linux, you can click on it. Since Linux are for strong developers, so I guess you know what you're doing. So that is it. Actually, you can use Linux or Windows or MacBook. It does not really matter. Strong, all developers use all three of these. So I just assume that if you are using Linux, you are quite vast on some things. Alright, so moving on. Once you've downloaded the Visual Studio Code, this is what the icon should look like. I already have it, so I don't need to download it. This is what it should look like. So click on it to open it, and you have a clean folder. Yes, you have a clean folder. So what I want to do now is that I want to open a folder in this code editor. I can do that in two ways. I can just open a folder from here, or first of all you have to create your folder actually. So let me create it and rename it the front end. Okay, the front end web development course. Alright, so I can open this folder from here. Just head over to my desktop. This is the folder right here, and just open it here. Or a simpler way would be to just drag it and drop it. Anyone that works for you is totally fine. Alright, so once you've downloaded your Visual Studio your code editor, Visual Studio Code, please head over to the extension tab and make sure you have this tool installed, which is your GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot chat, because this course is an AI focused training. We are going to be using AI in our web development course, so have it installed. Then I suspect it should be installed automatically when you download it. I suspect it should, but if it's not installed, please just search for it. Let me just go back here. Go into the extension tab and search for GitHub Copilot. Yes, it should come up here. You are clicking on it and you will see that it's showing as uninstalled here because I already have it installed on my system. But for you, it would not be it will be installed because you've not installed it yet. You understand? So it will be installed. So make sure you have these two extensions installed on your system. And once it's installed, you should see this icon. Let me just cancel this. You should see this icon here. One for the chat and one for the edit. Alright, so let me create a file. I want to test out, I want to show you what we can do with AI before we go into our main coding session. I'll just give you a brief overview of what we can do with AI and how powerful it can be in our coding. So first of all, let me create a file. I'll limit index. Now mind you, we're inside a folder, so what I create here also reflects on the folder. So index.html. So I've created a file, and if you see let me exit. This is the folder here. If I open it, you will see that this is the file we've created. So you can decide to create it outside the code editor and go into the code editor and start working on it. Anyone that works for you. Alright, so let me get to what I want to do. But before I start, let me quickly open this in the browser. So this is our empty file. Nothing is there right now. It's quite empty. Alright, so back to full view. Nothing is here right now, but if I now don't worry if you don't understand what I'm doing. Don't worry, I'm just showing this as a brief overview. We'll get into the details of what I'm doing later on. If I wrote hello world, it would show this is it here, hello world. Okay, so this is it here, hello world, because if I change it to hello world you, so whatever I'm writing here, it's updating inside here. So you see how it works. Now I want to show you what we can do with AI in our editor. This is just basically ChatGPT. It works the same. So I can chat with it, I can ask it to explain code for me, and I can also ask it to help me to build code. You understand? I can use it to build websites faster. I can use my AI to build websites faster. That is one of the main things I want to express in this course. It's an AI powered course. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. First of all, I can ask it question. Explain what is in my screen. So it's explaining to you what is happening right here. It's explaining to you right here. If you see how you can have conversations with the AI when you are working with code. Another thing I want to do, which is something interesting, I can ask the AI to build websites for me. Let me get to it. First of all, let me just clean up what I wrote here. Control O. Generate HTML code for an e-commerce store. It's doing that right now. So this is it. Now to send this to my editor, I can click on this. It will apply to this editor. So, and that's it. So I would first keep it, and it has saved. Make sure you save it. Then I'm going to refresh this. Okay, this is not looking nice at all. Also, please make sure you are using the Claude 3.5 model. I find I find that it works better than the GPT 4.2. So please use the 4.5 model, the 3.5 Claude model. Alright, let's try that again. Generate HTML code for a beautiful website that sells game console. No, let's make it something common that sells handbags. So it's generating all the code we need for this website. Alright, so let's just copy that in. Make sure you save it, and let's see what we have here. Alright, so this is what it has done for us. Now AI is not perfect. It's not supposed to replace you as a coder, but it can help your work, and it can speed up your work. For instance, now look at the mistakes it made here. This image is still loading. I'm guessing it's an heavy image, so there's no image here, but you can see how it speeds up your work. You understand? Let me do something else. Now let me also introduce you to the Copilot edit. This tab here generates the code automatically for you. This one here is like you can chat with it and decide to import it if you like, but this here, it generates the code automatically for you. Now I want to do something here. Put a carousel. A carousel is a slide in the website showcasing our promos and discount sales. Now you see that this one works automatically. It's taking a bit. Now as you can see, this one goes straight into the editor, this tab, to start applying the changes. Once it's done, it will ask you if you want to apply them. Yes, it is done. It will ask you, do you want to keep them? Yes. While this one is more of like a chat, you are discussing what you want to do, and it gives you tips. It's like more of a conversation. And if it does generate code, if you ask it to generate code for you, you can decide whether or not to apply it. But the Copilot edit tab would instantly start generating code for you based on what you are discussing here. Then you can decide whether or not to keep it. Now let's go and see what it has done here. If we refresh this, okay, it's still loading images. Okay, there's an image here. It's loading images for us. I'm guessing the images are large, that's why it's taking so long to load. Let me cancel it and then refresh it. So you can see that it has put in a carousel for us already. This is not what I expected it to do, but you can see that AI is it's very helpful in web development. Now, when we are using it, we are not going to be using it the way I just did, but I'm just showing you a tip of what it can do. Now let me try something else, something different. I made some prompts. I noted down some prompts before I started this course. So let me just try it. So it says build a futuristic AI time machine that lets users see how websites evolve over time. And it's changing the game. The feature includes a slider, this and that and everything. So I'm going to ask it to build a website based on this prompt. Okay. And let me see. So a slider interface where user can switch between. Okay, it started building already. I might have to speed this up. Okay, so now it's done. So I'll just keep it. Make sure I save it and see what it has done for us. So this is this is what it did. I don't know what, I don't think it got my prompt well, but what I'm trying to say is that AI can help you with your web development. It's not perfect actually. The problem with AI is that it's not really perfect, and the more your project expands, the bigger your project, the more it starts to misbehave. You understand? So when you are using it, you need to know how to code to use AI, because it's when you enter into problems like this, you need to be able to understand what is happening to correct it. So AI is more of like a tool you're going to be using, but before you use it, you need to understand what is happening here. You need to understand how to work with HTML and CSS and everything. Then we can incorporate AI into our code to make things faster. So that's what we are going to be doing for this course, this whole course. But I hope you can see what we are working with here, and I hope you understand that. So just make sure you have your web browser installed and your Visual Studio Code, and let's get right in. Thank you.